My name is Mark Anthony Dubose Jr. I was born July 4th, 1986. I want to say thank you for tuning in. Today I'm going to talk about something that I believe it's just silly to me. And it's sad to me. Not sad. I guess I really don't care, but I care. I care enough to talk about it and to try to bring some awareness about it. But I don't care enough to change anybody's opinions and minds, and whatever you do, just keep doing what you're doing. But I've just come to realize something. Why does everybody want to be protected from everything? It's like the new normal of today. Don't put no stress out there, and make sure that there's this magical being that's able to just make all your problems go away. Johnny, hold on. Make all your problems go away, as opposed to you being able to, the word I want to use here is thicken up your skin, get tougher as a person, be able to deal with the problems on your own. I think that this is where there's a big failure, especially when it just comes out to say, especially, oh my goodness, the dog. Don't put the dog through no stress. It needs to just be happy, happy, happy all the time. That's not real. That's some fake, phony madness. Then we do that to the kids today. You know, I'm not 100%. Yeah, I'm going to say it straight up just like this. There's a people that are like, we need to cancel bullying. The bullying needs to go away. The bullying can't go away. The bullying is what makes us be a stronger human being, a stronger person, a stronger being. The moment that you're in the middle of everything and you're like, oh no, let's separate. Let's not do this. Let's not the kids go through any stress. The more we're just destroying ourselves. The more we're getting to the point of today of just look around, folks. How many people out here are just shooting places up like crazy, having no care in the world about anything else because they haven't been able to learn how to be able to regulate this craziness that's going on inside of them. So then they find something that makes them powerful, and then they go out there and just have an explosion when they should have been working on that and working on that and working on that every single day to get thicker skin. Well, most people today don't, because you have a savior that comes to save you. This is where, for me, you know, I would do this with my kids. I'll do this with my dogs. I'll do this with everything. I do this with my chickens. I do this with my cows. I do this with everything, and even my own self in existence. If y'all got to fight, y'all going to figure it out. I can't come in and be the one to just save everyone at every moment's notice. They're not going to learn the social skills of how to be able to learn how to get along. They're going to automatically know that, for one, worst case scenario, this is where a lot of y'all, with y'all dogs, for instance, have a horrible situation with them because they're behind barking, thinking that you're the one that's going to help them if they do get into something. So they're doing it in a sense of knowing I got backup, and I don't want to be that backup. I want to be there to say we're not doing this. And then they're going to be able to figure it out, and then they're going to figure it out on their own. They're going to be able to learn how to deal with it. They're going to learn how to get through it, and then it's just going to start to just completely fade away, and then to the point of just disappear. But if I'm always if my two kids are fighting, if I'm always in the middle of every single time, not allowing them to be able to figure out how to be able to get through this disagreement, we're not going anywhere as a society. We're just getting worse and worse. We're getting to the point that everyone is just living in 100% feelings. Just they have no idea how to be able to like live in what I want to say is, the best way of saying it is in a truthful way. They're living in feelings. I feel like this is right, so it must be right, as opposed to it actually being right and actually being able to learn how to get through and deal with disagreements. It's just fascinating, you know. It's just like just stuff with me on my YouTube channel, for instance, and people that make videos about me and conversations I've had with people just going back and forth. You could tell the ones that have been able to like deal with bullies and realize that they have to deal with them. They can't just keep running from them. You can see like a big difference of people here with all this stuff that goes on. Some people got stuff to say over there when they got their safety and their comfort and their security. But once someone else comes in to say something to them, they have an explosion. Just they don't know how to stop. They just keep going and going and going and going and going. You haven't been able to learn how to be able to deal with what I want to say is bullies in the right way. Because especially when you start to get older in your life, they should just bounce off of you. Granted, a 10-year-old, it might get in your feelings, but you learn how to not allow that to be able to stick to you. You learn how to be able to just get past that. You learn how to fight through it. You learn how to just understand that it doesn't even matter what they're doing, that you can still be able to keep pushing through and do what it is that you need to do. Most people on this planet are just unable to do that. Unable to do that anymore because we have everyone out there to try to save you. Oh, what do we call it? A tattletale. You go and tell so that person, so you got siblings that are fighting together. You go and tell so that person, so that the parent comes in and stops that fight, stops that disagreement. And this is the part where it gets so wild because I see the exact same thing with people with multiple dogs and people with multiple children. You always discipline, correct, put consequences on the wrong one. It's like almost at 100% fact when I'd walk into someone's house and like, that's the bad dog. And I'm like, it's that one over there that's causing the chaos. and you're disciplining the one that is not even doing anything over and over and over and over again, not allowing them to be able to figure out this disagreement on their own. And then what happens when you keep doing that over and over and over? Now you have this explosion behind them that has to come out because they're just being suppressed and not learning how to be able to cope and deal with it. I don't know why it's so normal today to just try to jump in on, oh, you call someone a bad name or a bad word. And, oh my goodness, we got to cancel that person. We got to put that person, oh my goodness, there's stuff going on right now. We got to put this person in jail because they said a word. This is where we're headed to in society, that you're sad and nervous and scared and get depressed and anxious over words. Words. Remember the saying that we used to have, sticks and stones may hurt me, but words will, sticks and, yeah, whatever. You understand what I'm saying. And it's crazy today that words are more powerful to people, that get people to react and respond and do more than just getting punched in the face. Getting punched in the face, most cases, a lot of us, it's young children, that happened to us one time and we realized, okay, I got to change up how I'm talking, what I'm doing, how I'm moving. I'm pretty sure that most people that watch me and most people that I've always been around, we've all been hit. We've all been hit. We've all been humbled. We've all been put in our places saying, yeah, I shouldn't have did that. And you have to have that experience. I can't get up too close where it might happen and then, oh, the teacher comes in. No, we just have to have that experience to be able to learn how to be able to move forward on this planet without being, the word I want to use here is angry. Someone would say is if you're getting bullied all the time, you're going to be an angry person. No, the person that's always getting saved all the time is going to be an angry person. They're getting saved over and over and over and over and over again, not allowing to be able to move and push and go through and do what you need to do to be able to overcome the problems that are inside of you. This is a problem that I just hear with people when it comes down to religion. Oh, Jesus is going to save me. He's going to save me. He's not here to save you. He's here to expose to you what's going on with you, what's wrong with you. And you have to fight and push and get through the problems that are going on with you. You have to deal with the suck. You have to figure out how to be able to go through the problems that are going on and keep going through it, recognize it, see it, and realize, oh, my life is like absolute chaos. And then you're the one that has to do it. You're the one that has to decide, I'm going to put the cigarette down. Nothing out there is going to happen that's just going to do that for you. You have to do that. And nowadays, we just have this, no, they're going to do it for me, and I'll just be able to get through it one day. That's not the way this world works. You have to figure out how to be able to get thick skin to be able to deal with the problems that are going on. Someone isn't here to save you. And the more that people out here to save you, the worse and worse and worse we as a people are just continuing to keep on getting. Because you don't have no proper social skills. And then today, oh my goodness, it's so sad, and so sad's not the word. I guess I really don't care. But I like I said, I don't care, but I care enough to talk about it. I don't care because it doesn't affect me. It affects other people around me, and other people just don't understand this information for some reason. But it's so crazy today on how people are just so powerful on their keyboards. They just type it and type it away because no one's ever put them in their place to say that's unacceptable. To the people that has happened to, you can see a big difference on how people communicate when they know, I shouldn't have said that there. Because they've had a consequence of something harsh happened to them for doing that. You learn, I can't just say that online and think that I'm going to see them in person and now I'm going to be a different person. I see this from so many people, especially old stuff I used to watch. It's just so fascinating. I love to watch the social things that we as humans do. That these keyboard, we call them keyboard warriors today. They're typing away, and then that person actually goes to them and confronts them in real life, and they got it on camera. And that person's like, "Oh no, I didn't mean that. I didn't say that. I that's not what I really meant." They just fold. They shut down. Hold on. Excuse me. They fold and they shut down because they have no social skills in the sense of realizing that you got to be able to toughen up yourself to be able to work in this world. And more people are just going around just making videos. Oh, this is me. This is what I would do. Would you? In real life, in real reality world, would you do that? Would you say that to that person face to face with them? Would you still talk about them face to face that same way? I'm going to guarantee almost 100% of people on this planet say they won't. There's a slim few that are just, they fed up and they don't care. There's some that just, they don't care. They don't care. They don't even care if they go to jail for life for doing something to you because of what you said to them. Some people just don't care. But that's going to be a very slim amount. But for the most of the average, that person, you're going to look at that person face to face. You're going to say, I'm done. I'm never going to do that again. It leads to that person because that person is real. That person is serious. Because most people today are not that serious because they haven't learned how to be able to deal with problems in their lives. So they're always just running from it, escaping from it, avoiding it, as opposed to going head first into it and dealing with it. It's the thing of everything that I talk about with the past 2 years almost of me talking about dog training stuff and helping work with your dog. Where people, this is the biggest thing that dogs training pushes is avoidance and escaping and all these words that are the opposite of what we and everything on this planet needs to do. If you have a problem, you have to go headfirst into it. You can't escape. You can't ask for the savior to come in to stop the pain and stop the worry and stop the stress. You got to push through it. No one's here to hold your hand through anything, but that's what's going on today. And that's why we have all these issues today. That's why every single day, not every day, but every week almost nowadays, my goodness, someone's shooting up something. They haven't learned that social skill of how to get along. That's why for me, especially when I'm just like working with my own dogs today, I've realized something. What is that? Sorry. No, y'all good. Sorry. No, y'all good. I heard something and smelled something at the same time. I was like, what is that? Like, what is going on right now? And it got super quiet and it was like a weird shift just happened right now. It's very strange. But there's something going on like every week nowadays with somebody shooting up something because they don't have the social skills. And that's how I see when I'm working with my dogs. I realized I always had problems because I was always saving them, as opposed to just putting them in what I know that they need, what I know that they need. And I will come in if it gets like, say my kids are fighting. If they fighting and it goes past, to that man, me and my brother used to be fighting. And we used to be fighting a lot. And we would only fight to a point. If it went too far, and it's like, okay, now the parent is going to get involved. Now the parent is going to, hey guys, hey, that's done. I'm taking the game system. It's off. It's shut off. I'm taking the TV. I'm taking the. My parents got smart. I'm taking the power cables. They don't need to take the whole system out of the room, but just take the power cables and everything. Like they would just take. We're done. But they're not going to get in because it's, hey, no, you shut up. No, you shut up. I'm going to allow that to happen. I'm going to allow that to keep on going. This is what I noticed that I've gotten much better with. I mean, I've done this with all of my dogs, period, since the day I've ever got them. I never would intervene until it just went too far. So for me, my Border Collie Oreo and my Shepherd Kahi, it went too far. So I got into the middle of that. And so I said, you can't do that. You're going to have your tiff, you're going to have your disagreement, but you took it too far. You're trying to bite each other. You're trying to like damage each other. You're trying to like go too far. You can hold each other. You could stand on top of each other. You can mouth each other, but you're not going to sit here and just try to gash the flesh off of each other. You took it too far. So I put them in a scenario to see, like, let's see. And then if they take it too far, I'm in the middle of that. I'm like, this isn't happening. This isn't going anywhere. And for me personally, I don't know, I would never, ever recommend this to anybody unless you have a good everything with your dogs, that they look at you, and the best words I want to say here may not be the right words because it gets in people's feelings, but these dogs bow down to you when you move. When you say no, that dog will submit 100% and say, okay, I'm done. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. And you get that through the proper relationship with working with these animals, with these dogs. I mean, all the animals, my bull, everything that I have works the exact same way. But if I see that they're getting into a tiff, I will go in and I will grab both of these dogs by the scruff and say, hey, we're not doing that. And then I stop and it's like, we're finished. We're finished. And we stand there and I say, you took it too far. You took it too far. You can go only to this point, but y'all is just taking it too far. I would never, ever, don't please, you in your house, I've seen this and I've heard this. This is the number one time that most people get bit is because when dogs are fighting, you try to put your hands in the middle of it. The dog's going to bite you. The dog going to bite you. Don't do that. But I personally do that because I can see what's going on with my dogs. I say, we're not fighting. And I don't sit there and say to them, you got to go over here and you got to go over here. No, we're not doing that no more because that's how I used to do it. And that intensified the fight, like insane. It intensified the fight so much that, see, there's something over there. I could hear it moving. Now Oreo's looking. Oh, it's a dang bearded dragon. Those things sound so loud when they're crawling on the ground. It's so creepy how loud that they are. Because it's that, I don't know, they sound like they weigh 50 pounds just cruising along. I could hear it, but I was like, what the heck is that? It's so weird. But what was I saying? I separated the dogs. So that was me personally. I had the dog at the front of the house and the dog in the back of the house. And I did that for years because I saw what was going on. And the fight just kept intensifying. And then I saw it intensify and I got a little messed up, I guess I could say, what it is that I was doing. But I had it on my mind at that time of just saying, you know what, y'all don't like each other. I'm just going to keep y'all separated, period. So I intensified the fight myself by utilizing both of the dogs to respond and react to each other. So I'd have them in the fence fighting to be able to get my dog to, because that's how I got my dog to be able to recall off of a dog fighting. I'd have him in the fence. My Oreo is barking like crazy at him, and he's looking at him, wanting to run after him. I would recall the dog, and I'd put him into a sit, put him into a down, and say, okay, we're done, walk out of here. So this dog was perfect. So I was like intensifying the fight purposely to like get my dogs to get better in reality. to get them to get better individually, but not together. And I realized that the more and more I kept them apart, the worse and worse and worse and worse and worse it just kept getting. So now I know for a fact how to really help with these dogs is you're going to separate them, and then you're going to still stand there and be there together. And we're going to figure this out literally right now. We're not going to figure it out any other day, any other time. It's right now. Right now, we're going to get this. We're going to squash this, and we're going to move forward. But that's something that nowadays is like looked at as evil for some reason when it's not. It's like, that's so wrong. That's so bad. Like we can't allow any stress. We can't allow any conflict. Everything's just got to be perfect and smooth. And I got to step in the moment with everything. And then that's going to create a human and a child and a dog and everything to be so soft-skinned. They're not going to know how to be able to handle themselves. They're not going to be resilient. They're going to always be looking and needing guidance as opposed to just being on their own. And that's the thing that how, like that video I made of, do you actually hate your dog? Do you love your dog? We're stripping the powerfulness of the dogs. We're making them to be weak. And then we wonder why these dogs are so even more scared at looking at trees, looking at inflatables, looking at cars, looking at everything. They're so scared because they're stripping from them their independence of being able to be on their own feet, on their own, or their own paws on their own. I guess they have feet, what they call feet. But they're unable to do that on their own. They need us to guide them through that. Yes, they need us. They need me to guide them to, hey, I'm going to help you out with some food. I'm going to help you out with some shelter. I'm going to help you out with some water. I'm going to help you out with some things like this. I'm going to help you out with the exercise that you need. I'm going to help you out with doing things like that. But I don't need to help you out if you get scared of seeing an inflatable on the street corner. You got to figure that out. And you should know how to be able to do that on your own. This is the problem that people are just having because that's where you're escaping, you're avoiding, and you're trying to be too much of a savior. That's where you're just, give him the treats like freaking galore. Oh, the dog is scared of the telephone pole. Give him treats, give him treats. And you're not helping. You're making it absolutely worse. Worse and worse and beyond worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Beyond worse, worse. You're making everything. Because you're not allowing them to be able to toughen up, to be able to deal with the emotions that are going on inside of them. This is just the new normal of today. Step in and save everything and don't let anything be in stress. That's not reality. Reality is, unfortunately, it's tough. It's challenging. It's ruthless. There's no second chances in reality. It happens, and when it happens, it happens. And then everything changes from the decision that has just been made. Everything changes. Everything changes. Thank you. You know, I thought I'm going way to a whole different talk for half a second. Because I think that this is something that was very, very interesting that I'm realizing in life right now. I thought that growing this hair would make my head be hot. Like, hot. Maybe it's the style that it is, that it's like, it's the ropey thingies. It's the locky thingies, and it's not just like smooth. But it makes my head so much cooler. I can stand out in the dead of the sun now with no issues. My neck's not hot. My head's not, scalp's not hot. Nothing. It's just the weirdest thing. I thought I would be baking, just baking. The longer and longer it would keep getting, it would just be like hot. I'd be like a sauna all around my neck and everything. I thought I'd be sweating hardcore even more. I noticed that I don't even sweat nearly as much as I used to. And I could stand out there and it's just not hot. It's so strange. It's like, it's so weird on the perception, how you could perceive something to be as opposed to what it actually really is. What it actually really is really, for whatever reason, comfortable. It's super comfortable. It's like the bugs stay out of my face. The bugs aren't on me. It's an outdoors hairstyle that's just impressive to just be able to deal with the elements that are out here. It's the coolest thing ever. I thought it was just gonna make everything kind of worse. That's why I was kind of hesitant. I was like, I'll just let it grow, but then I'll just cut it back. And I was like, man, the longer I just let it keep going, the better and better everything is. The one thing is the bugs, because especially like nighttime, the bugs would, because I wear a little headlamp, I'm out here, the bugs would just be swarming on me, just attacking me. Now, I stand out there for hours and nothing's touching me. I'll have one that flicks in front of the light and then they're all gone. Nothing is touching me. And they may be landing on the hair and I just can't feel it because it can't penetrate past the hair, so it can't get to the neck. But still, it's like, It's on the hair. I don't care. I don't feel it. They're not on me. They're not messing with me. So then I can just move and it just flies off and does what it does. It's just the coolest thing ever. I was like, man, but the coolness of it is like, I thought that it would be hot. Like right now I can feel the breeze. It just feels so, it feels so good. It like captures, what's the word? Captures it, the wind. And it just does this like thing to my head. It just like, I could feel the whole thing just like cool off. It's so strange. It's so weird. This stuff just living on these lands of playing around and doing different stuff to see. I just don't understand how it's got to be hard living here in Texas and have a bald head. That thing has got to get burnt on burnt. You got to build such a immunity to that this sun is blazing around here. It hits heavy. It hits hard. It hits real hard. So if you don't have no hair, you gotta have a hat or you gotta have something because it's gonna slash. It's gotta be so hard for folks. You just can't stand outside. You gotta be in the shade at all times. You just can't be out in the middle. That's gotta suck a little bit. But I just weird things that I've been noticing this past couple of months. But as well as this past couple of months of back to the main thing I was talking about in this video is dealing with their problems and going into it instead of trying to sit here and run away from it. That's what most people do today. And I see that based on what people have to say about these dogs. I don't know. I saw a short the other day, last night, of something that was really powerful. I wish I could probably find it again so I could probably do a little thing talking about it. But it was so powerful to me of seeing what these dogs were doing. And then I'm reading the comments. And the comments it was like 4,000 or 5,000 comments on this thing. Of course, I can't go through all of that, but I just went through the first like 50 of them to just scan through to see what the first 50 people are saying. And I'm like, it was just the common theme of you're dog abuser. You shouldn't own dogs. And I'm just like, where have we gotten that we don't allow the dogs to go through any stress and we think that that's abusing a dog by putting it through stress? If the dog is scared of something and we just stand there and make them just flip out. They're going to flip out until they figure it out. That's considered dog abuse to most people today, unfortunately. They're like, oh, you should be giving him treats and treats and treats to be able to get him to help him get through that. But you actually don't help him get through it. That's the thing that I'm still going to say, folks. This is when the real transformation on this planet is going to change with this dog mess. When the people that are just, all I do is give treats to my dogs to help them with behavior issues. When they finally just stand up and just say, it doesn't work. We're going to move somewhere. They just have to finally just accept and say it. Because if it worked, 90% of the dogs out here should just be looking flawless and looking so beautiful. As pretty as I got to start making some walk and talk videos again. Just having my dogs out back in public again. But I haven't been out in public with them or out going for walks in the trees and stuff for months now. It's been like 3 or 4 months. And I'm going to take my dogs out and they're just going to be an absolute blessing to walking. I already know because that's how they are here. That's how they are with the feed store. That's how they are at the stores when I take them and do what I'm doing with them. They're an absolute amazing animal. They're gonna chill and look so good. And I haven't given them a single treat. And I made them fight through the stress. You're gonna get past this. You're gonna get through this. And if all that worked, I would see 9 out of 10 dogs minimum, but 9.5 out of 10 would look just the same way that my Dalmatian does when I take her out in public. They should all look that way if the treats worked. If they really worked, they should all look that way. But in reality, what I see is 0.5 out of 10 dogs look like mine. I rarely see someone. And when I see that smooth looking dog, y'all can play, y'all can meet, y'all can hang, y'all can do whatever you do. But all the rest, y'all's out there terrified, pulling the leash and trying to walk the other way and doing everything that you can to escape and avoid everything. That must mean that what you're doing isn't working. That must mean the big main show of the scientific consensus, states that this is works and this is better and this gets the dogs into a good place. If it does, then I just need to be able to see it. I need to be able to see it. I need to be able to like put my eyes on it and say, oh, I saw you got that dog. I saw that you used that trainer over there and you bought their course and your dog is looking so good. Like, it's amazing how good your dog looks. I never find that. I never, ever, not one time have seen that. And someone will say, oh, because that's the part where I'll say success is different to each of us. But to me, I just want to be able to simply be. I don't want to have to worry, oh, there's a dog, oh, there's this, oh, there's that. I just wanted my dog to just be able to be around. Be around. If my dog starts to get nervous, it's not just going to bolt and run. It's going to look at me for a guidance. And if I'm not nervous, the dog's going to say, okay, well, we're fine. We'll get through it. And just keep going. I don't see that. I don't see that from balanced dog training. I don't see that from positive only rewards based dog training. I don't see that from none of that. I see dogs that you're always like having a worry. You're always like, oh my goodness, what's about to happen? What's going down? Like you're always so worried. You're always so on edge. Oh, do I have enough treat? Are they going to take the treat? There's a toy. Like, oh my goodness. Just admit that it doesn't work. Admit it. Or just show it and prove it that it does work. But people can't do that because we always want to give this false hope. It'll get better one day. One day, when the dog is scared of the tree and you just stand there and keep giving them treats and treats and look at you and focus on me and give them treats and treats, and then one day that tree's just not going to matter. No, it don't work that way. The next tree, the dog's going to have a new issue with. He's cool with that tree, but that tree. Oh no, not that tree. This is false hope that things are going to be fine. False hope. That's the new norm. Don't be under any stress because stress is bad. Stress is how we get better.